Alright, so I got a taste of his concoction. He's like mouthwash.
And on that note, we are live.
I did not drink mouthwash. That is a lie.
I mean, when you're poor, you have to drink whatever
Are
you
you
got.
saying you savored it?
No. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Season 3! Man. When was the last time we...
I could look it up for you, but
Right,
I really
no,
don't
no.
want to.
So we started a brand new campaign called War of the Crown. We're back to Pathfinder. Get the hell out of here. Although it's Bardo's favorite. So we have everyone back. Got Pepper, got Crayon or Siren, and Diz, and a new player.
Formerly known as Sleeping Kitty.
Yep, that's all you're known for.
I wasn't asleep, I was working on a lot of programming. It was stupid because he would assign it Saturday night and be due Sunday night. And I worked both days.
Don't lie, you were masturbating.
I can do both at the same time.
Yeah, but then how will you type in all that code?
One hand.
No
On
wonder
the
you
key.
failed.
What are you talking about? I got an A.
An A in masturbation.
And him both. The only person who can please me is myself.
Alright, let's get this show on the road.
Alright.
So, yeah, go ahead. Alright, so the setting takes place, first setting takes place in Opara. Opara is Taldor's thriving capital, a shining monument to the grandeur and majesty once common to the entire Taldan Empire. Seated in the black cliffs of River Porthmus in Oparos prefecture, Opara bears all the gravitas and extravagance of 6,000 years of history. The roofs and domes of Opara were once plated gold, earning the nickname the Gilded City. And through past rulers, stripped all the gold away long ago to pay back the crippling debt the empire has accrued. It serves as the primary trade center of the entire kingdom, with both traffic coming in through the river and through the ocean as well. It also is the home of the Taldoran government at the Imperial Palace. It's the economic and political hub of Taldor, the beating heart of the Empire and the center of all Taldan culture. Much of the city's advanced public works have withstood the test of time, including the labyrinth sewer system and a network of stone gutters that keep the streets clear of summer rain. Where most of you have entered through is through the north part of the land called the Lion's Gate, one of the crowning achievements of civil engineering to the city. It's a giant marble gate with two marble statues of griffins on the top. It opens through a series of clockwork mechanics, only pulled by one lever to lift the whole thing. But that's not what you're here for. Today, of all the days, is the Grand Day of Exaltation, where a commoner will be lifted up to the status of a noble. Of course, you've all received a notice from your employer, known as, since I find her, No, I lied. Of course I did.
Don't worry, only the internet is judging you.
Lady Martella Lothide. She is, since you have either met with her or through correspondence of whatever organization or government or any other situation like that, has asked you to meet her here in Apara. She listed a tavern and directions to get there, but not the name of it itself. Probably just to keep where she is a secret, just much as everything else in Apara. The first person to arrive happens to be a kitsune named Reshafim.
You don't know that.
So, this is not party knowledge, this is stream knowledge. Reshafim, you enter the cafe. It's long golden beams of setting sun dance through the cafe's smoky interior, highlighting breads, cheeses, and wine bottles behind the only counter. In the corner, you see your employer, Martella, sipping casually on a steaming mug, dressed in an elegant but reserved gown, at least by Talden standards. A hand-sized brass cricket buzzes quietly on the tabletop as she sits and waits for you to approach. She waves you over, trying to get your attention.
I'm still on black screen.
Oh, just a moment.
Just the internet judging you. Don't worry.
I forgot, you guys just don't have access to this screen.
I thought it was a blind character.
We all are.
If it's like last campaign, it would be all of Dragon's characters. Can't see shit.
Sweet.
Cool, my icon got smaller.
Is that what we're calling it?
Well, I don't want to make you feel inferior.
Alright, well, this is just so you guys can see what Apara looks like from a bird's eye view. Well, I don't have a tavern set up. It's unimportant. We're just gonna roleplay the tavern.
Alright.
She's sitting at a large table to sit 5 or 6 people, but she's alone.
Alright, I walk up to her in kind of a boisterous manner and just be like, "Greetings! You must be the lady that sent me this letter."
Yes, go ahead and take a seat. I am Lady Martella. We'll wait for the others to arrive before we get introductions and all.
I wasn't aware of any others.
You're a man of many accents.
I'm also a man of many talents.
Through the door comes in a rather large figure dressed down in robes that cover most of his body. This would be Pepper's character. Yeah.
Greetings.
There's the second. Over here.
Alright, so I make my way over there and stand behind. What's your character's name again, Foxy? Reshafim. And place my hand on the chair behind him and then sit down next to him. Basically letting her know that we're familiar.
You two know each other?
Yes, we have worked together quite frequently in the past.
My dossier didn't say anything about you working with a partner. But it is what it is.
That's because I'm good at what I do, and I hide what I do.
So I guess it must have taken a lot of skill on my part to find you then, huh?
Absolutely not. How am I going to get hired if you can't find me?
Coming through the door next would be yet another, a dragon. Well, in this world, it's a dragonkin. Dressed in hide armor and a heavy shield on his back. This would be Siren's character.
Keelan.
I didn't. I knew. I wonder if you two know each other, being dragonkin together.
I just walked beside, what is his name? Cantorix? Sorry, the icons are all jumbled up. I'm trying to figure out who.
Canarix.
I walk with a few feet pacing behind Cantorix as I give him an eye over because the typical thing people expect us to annoy each other, but as we give each other glances, we have no idea who each other are.
I've never met this bronze dragon before.
Giving off a slightly arrogant face, I just stand there for a second and, with my arms crossed, look at the person who had hired us.
Oh yeah, I would say that your dragon ancestry would probably be at odds with one another, with Canarix being red and you being brown. But that's past.
It won't be a problem.
And last to come in is probably what all of you least expected. He looks like a monster, but he's looking dignified. It's a gnoll. And this would be Bardo.
As I walk in, I sit behind the employer's table.
Oh no, you'll need to sit over here. Don't be shy. They're not going to eat you. Or vice versa.
Very well. As I stand, I make my way over and gaze upon the other members of the table. Greetings, I say with the bow. My name's Sebastian.
Greetings.
I simply just look at him and nod.
Greetings, good sir.
Feel free to order whatever you like. I heard the fig jam is particularly lovely here. And feel free to speak candidly. I have taken measures to ensure our privacy, and she taps the metal cricket on the table. A little clockwork device that seems to muffle all the other conversations in the cafe except your...
Meat, and only let the flame barely touch it.
I'd have wine. And make it a noble.
Easily done. And you two? We want to
water
get
will be
comfortable. Water? Okay.
Water is fine with me.
I'll keep it basic, water as well.
With a quick few hand flourishes, her handmaiden leaves the circle that's muffled and goes and gets your orders as she leans over the table and sets down what looks like several sheets of paper. Now, on to business.
So, as the two behind, or sitting next to me order water, I just sort of glance over. Don't change any expression, just kind of looks just for a moment and then look back, waiting for my food.
First, we're going to get you entry into the gala itself. and then she passes out 4 badges. I do have a picture of this somewhere.
As I see the badge, I just go and say, "Oh, this Gala! I was supposed to go to this."
She just raises her eyebrow at you.
But I'm glad you can spare me the trouble of getting myself to.
So I look up and say, I believe I remember him mentioning something about this some time ago.
Well, Foxy, you don't want to know how high I rolled for her to not believe your shit, but she doesn't believe your shit.
So now she knows we're both liars.
Yes, because her sense motive, let's just say, was up in the 30s, the high 30s. She's good at what she does. Okay, so she hands you these badges. This would be your entry ticket. They're kind of old. They belong to a long dead senator that's name's long forgotten, so you don't have to worry about anyone recognizing it. It's going to identify yourself to the servers and staff as well as the other senators that you're a guest of one of the other noble families, so that you shouldn't be too suspicious. But I wouldn't recommend showing them off to the guards because it's been known, this has been done before, taking old badges to get into ceremonies to cause trouble. But they also have another property to it as well. Here, go ahead, everyone take one.
So is this a bribe, or are we to learn something at this gala?
Oh, I have a set missions, as it were, for I would like you to do. So now that you all have one, let me show you what we can do. She taps her badge 3 times, and then speaks into it. And then each one of you receive the same message, the same words she just said within your own head, as long as you're holding onto the badge. So that's what your badges will look like. Make sure they're visible as well.
So I immediately pin it to my left lapel on my robe. Do robes have lapels?
They will now. So use these, just tap the badge 3 times to send a message to everyone else who is wearing one of these.
Hey guys, if Bun's in the middle of like doing a monologue for somebody and let's say you want to interject, what we should do is post the text of it in the chat box on Roll20, and then Bun can give us a moment and then we can read off what we just typed if we want.
Good, because most of the time when I'm doing a big monologue, I'm reading. Also, make sure you don't lose these badges. They're pretty valuable.
Will these allow you to listen to what we say to one another then?
Unless only if you tap it 3 times. That's its activation. If you want me to hear of a conversation, just tap your badge. You know, about up to 25 words I'll be able to hear. And remember, you can only do this up to 10 times. Okay, so now we'll get on to what I want you to go there for. I have a couple missions that you would like to be done, and I will pay you for each one you complete as well. 150 for each one you finish, without getting caught, of course. Also, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. If you can get this done, we can get you into the upper echelons of Apara.
Well, this type of job would need some supplies. Maybe some cash up front would be enough.
No, don't worry. I have a allowance for you to use before you go. Consider that an upfront payment.
I guess it will do.
Okay, so I need someone who is athletic, someone who is good at sensing the hearts of those they speak to. I need someone who's good at fraud. Someone who can talk with the senators and get in good with them. I need a saboteur, a spy, and of course a thief. With these, I'll let you distribute those how you feel, or who will be able to accomplish it the best. That way you're not stepping on each other's feet. I mean, you've all just met each other, right?
We already went over this. No.
Speaking of, I don't know you all very well. You, the fancy dressed one. How about you tell me a little about yourself? Because I feel it's important for me to know who I'm working with.
Well, I think it's best that you know that everything you know, you already know. Otherwise, you wouldn't have. But that being said, for the audience,
It's for the audience.
that's what I would have said short. But for the audience, right now I'm in human form, and I'm dressed all fancily because that's kind of what I do. I'm a very diplomatizing type of individual.
What class are you for the audience?
For the audience, I am. It's called a Slayer class, but I'm a whatever it's called of that class.
Velvet dagger.
A Velvet Blade, which means I can diplomatize and then get close enough to stab them in the back. Yay!
Right, we'll move across the table. Ever yours. Who are you and who's your dad?
So, in character, as she asks, I say, I worked as a plague doctor down in the southeastern islands. There was no money in it, so I came to the capital.
And for the audience.
For the audience, I am a red dragonkin sorcerer who specializes in healing. Oh, and my name is Cantorex.
At least it's not as well. Actually, no. It's not as difficult as your 5th edition character's name was, which I can't remember to this day.
It was vasectomy or something like that.
All right, and then on to the Knoll.
In character, I originally broke from my clan to seek opportunity in making more money, a name for myself, in hopes of bringing pride to my own family from Catarash. Or Catapesh.
Then this is the perfect place for you. And then out of the audience.
For the audience, I am a rogue by the name of Sebastian Alamir, and I specialize in thievery and sabotage, as well as other diplomacy and escape artist.
You won't know how important escape artist is until you're grappled by 3 things at the days of damn, I can't remember.
The days of
Skulls and the days of Aleppo. And last but not least, you, the bronze one.
I have just left my covenant, and I am sworn, and it is my privilege and honor to protect and to serve my people. I say this with a bit of rehearsal to it, and sounds like I may not actually be fully invested in that state.
And in the audience.
And to the audience, I am a bronze dragon named Keelan. I am a cleric with about somewhat average stats in terms of physicality and wisdom and charisma, with a specialization in pretty much words. I have knowledge on a lot of things, linguistics, religion, and I also am able to usually tell when people are lying.
That will be important. Alright, so now with these missions that you have, I can list what they're looking for in them, if you're so interested in which ones you want. So we have athletic, discovery, fraud, politicking, sabotage, spying, and thievery. You don't have to do them all, but it's more money if you do.
Like most politicians, I'm good at diplomacy and bullshit.
So the politicking is more your side then. And the spying. Do you want 2? Or do you just want to take the 1?
Do each one of us take one, or is it
You can, however many or little you want to do.
Sorry, is there a way you can type a list of this out?
Yeah, I can.
and I'm okay at thievery.
Politicking looks like pot licking, how it's spelled out. Pot tickling also is what it looks like.
Holy tickling, what the hell is that?
So, once you guys choose which missions you'd like to do, I'll read them out to you, and if any time during the gala you don't remember, you can ask me to remember.
For myself, I'm not sure what the discovery is. I'm assuming that's one with a low high perception.
Actually, in this case, discovery would require to know more, like know the how a certain senator would. Here, I'll just read it out to you. For discovery, Martella is confident Eutropia has gathered the votes necessary to gain the throne, but doesn't like loose ends. She wants one of the agents uncovering the true dedication of 2 senators. It's unknown if either support the bids to end the premature, or while their votes will be apparent after the Senate conveys. She wants you to discover their positions in advance, as well as the reasons each noble holds to that position. This will require either using your sense motive or perception. Those 2 would be more what you look to do.
What about my knowledge nobility? Would that not come into play?
It may, depending on the senators. But that's part of discovery, to know what they like and what they don't.
Alright, sounds like it might be something around my skill.
Alright, so you'll take the discovery. So besides that, who wants to take up the others?
I'll try to do discovery and spy. I don't know what's fraud. You like write bad checks and try to cash them.
Martella needs to discredit a few prominent senators backing the premature. Not necessarily sway their votes, but to undercut their influence as a vote. So that would be fraud. Okay? Let's see, we have sabotage, spying, and thieving, as well as the athletic. In addition to spies, Martella legitimately needs senatorial aid of both a cover for her other false aides to run communications between allied politicians. This is the easiest job, but it's the most time-consuming. So pretty much you're playing courier.
Yeah, dragon can only have 20 feet movement, so that's a terrible job for me.
Yeah, things like escape artists and acrobatics would be used here.
I guess I could do that one as well. So I could do that one. Fraud, diplomacy, spy, and theft are the ones I would be able to.
Let's see, the thieving one. To further undermine the influence of the recently disgraced Earl Vernissant, Martella wants to have some historical artifacts of the Earl suddenly vanish from the Arcade of Triumphs before it's unveiled to the boat. So she needs you to steal some useful artifacts by this Earl to discredit him. It's going to take some sleight of hand. Let's see, spying. Needs someone to keep tabs on political rivals to update her on their change, if they change their tactics. Perception and sense motive, as well as disguise and stealth will be used. Sabotage. Some senators are too powerful or stubborn to influence, but that doesn't mean they're beyond some petty revenge. She would like you to exact some retribution against her more powerful half-brothers who have contributed a large bottle of rare 150-year-old red wine. She wants you to sabotage it. To fill it full of a putrefying agent. Politicking is exactly as it says. You're trying to influence certain senators to sway their vote.
Oh, what was the aid part again? Was it just healing people or what?
Aid is being courier. You're going to have to run between the large crowds, which will require some escape artists to get through.
I might be able to do all of these.
Okay, so we'll start setting out which ones you guys want to do right away. And for those who cannot get it done or aren't confident, you can try to pass it off to somebody else.
Oh, whichever. Yeah.
There's plenty of time to get these all done before it's over. So there'll be spaces between where you could try to influence senators. But we'll get to that once we get to the actual... Alright, after she passes out your little notes of reminders of what your missions she'd like to have done, she continues. Alright, overall, tonight promises to be a historic evening, but an evening of work nonetheless. And in the sort of work you're embarking on, the line that divides success and failure is drawn by the people you know. You have your own tasks to accomplish, but I'm counting on you to support one another to ensure success and discretion. If you need assistance, kindly ask for it. If your assistance is required, give it. And if I'm to be blunt, I would like just once in my adult life to simply enjoy a gala I attend rather than scamper with the clandestine busywork. If you all complete your work without needing me to clean up anything, I will happily double my promised fee. I trust your activities won't occupy your entire evening, so by all means, enjoy the party, make friends, eat the food. This is an excellent opportunity for you to begin your own ambitions, but do it discreetly. And with that, she taps her cricket, which stops chirping, and gets up from the table. I hope to see you all at the gala this evening. She calls to her aide after she sets your food down and leaves the cafe. You
I didn't
have,
order this.
You have about an hour before the gala starts. Do what time you have, whatever you want.
I guess I just would be kind of scouting the gala place to look around.
Well,
Like go to the privy and make sure my scales look good.
make sure they shine like a diamonds or like rubies in this.
Stop.
No, I won't. So Bardo, what will you do during this little time that you have? Oh, I also forgot. On the table, there's this little leather sack that has your allowance in it. There's 30 gold for each person to go spend on to make themselves look more refined or exquisite, or even buying supplies that you think you might need. So go ahead and add 30 gold to everyone's amount.
That gives me 30 gold.
You poor, poor bastard. Literally.
With that, I take my share of the allowance and I step away from the table and exit to go shop for other wares.
Now remember, you guys don't... you're gonna go shop for wares.
Mhm.
The issue with shopping with as little time as you have is how well do you know this city? Are you from here? Have you been here? It might take a while to...
Let's see. It'd be with moderate knowledge. Like I've only visited, but know the area little.
Let's see, we have a little scale at the bottom of the map showing you how far things are from each other.
Mhm.
So like from the cafe where you're at, it's more than 1,700 feet just to get halfway across town. Alright, so... Yeah, I think you guys can get the shopping done in an hour. It'll just be close.
Run, lads, run!
So we'll go ahead and... Actually, we might just go ahead and just take a small break here while you guys do whatever shopping you want to try to do. And take a break.
Not necessarily a break, just a shopping montage.
Shopping montage. You gotta have a shop montage. You gotta buy that and sell that.
Like I said, with my hour, I'm going to be trying to befriend all the guards. Or some of the guards out.
Alright, so while you guys are shopping, I'll focus on Reshafam when he goes over to the... Alright, when you reach the Senate grounds of where the Senate Hill is, it's basically blocked off by a big gated wall. There's already a line starting to form at the front gate to get in. Some burly looking guards, one half-orc and one human, are reading the lists of people to get in one at a time.
See, I wouldn't be focusing on those guys. I'd be focusing on the perimeter guards. The ones that don't get the attention.
You currently don't see very many. They're mostly inside.
Damn it.
You see some walking like the garden grounds around where the building is, but the wall is pretty tall with spiked fence on top. So climbing over isn't easy as for normal peasants. Also, getting caught would probably be a bad thing. Trying to get back in after you were caught.
Wow, you just killed all my plans. You're a jerk. Wait, so they are letting people in, or they're not letting people in?
They're pretty much barring the door. It's not time to go in yet, but people are there early. They're just reading off names to kind of shoo them in when the time comes, so they don't have to wait any longer than they have to. I mean, these people have money. You don't want them to wait. Alright, so those who are shopping, let me know what you're going to buy.
Sure.
Some minor trinkets. Let me know when you are all ready to attend, and we'll fast forward.
Let's see. I'm making a list real quick. Oh, wait a minute.
Siren, are you ready?
Yes, I'm not doing any shopping.
Okie dokie. So it's just Bardo then.
I am also ready. I bought a puzzle box and a deck of cards. I don't know if I broadcast that.
You did now. Are you going to summon the Hellraiser with your puzzle box?
Looking at the crowbar and grappling hook.
Now, you also have to know that you got to be able to sneak this stuff in.
Correct.
Bardo could sneak that freaking crowbar in one of his pant legs if he's 7'2".
Hey, Bardo, how good are you at disguise?
I would say pretty decent. I was actually thinking of a not a motive. Shoot.
Alright, so that never mind.
Yeah.
It's sleight of hand if you want to get some tools in. Anything that can't fit in a pouch, anyway.
Sure.
Or a pocket.
Oh shit. What was the other thing? And rope.
Make sure you have a thieves kit. Do you need a thieves kit to do disable device? I don't.
Thieves ring. No. Tools, thieves.
Yeah, you'll need those.
Yeah. This kit contains lockpicks other tools you need the disabled device to skill. Yeah. Extenders. Tools. Rope.
So are we going to be bringing like our weapons in here?
I'll let you know when we get to the Senate what the rules are of what you're allowed and cannot have.
All right, just so I knew, even weight-wise, for other checks.
Actually, I'll go ahead and do that right now. Go find the Senate rules.
Thieves' tools.
Alright, regarding armor, breastplates, ceremonial, and light armor may be worn inside the Senate building, but no other armor is permitted, except guard. Unless you can disguise it. Potions, scrolls, and spell component pouches and wands are permitted in the building, but no spell casting whatsoever. At least if you can't hide it. Only light and one-handed weapons are allowed inside the Senate building. Ranged weapons and two-handed weapons are not allowed inside. All weapons must be piece-bound, either secured in a sheath or wrapped in a decorative cord.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
All right, I took off the things and they're in my bag. Can I stash my bag near the place?
Sure you can. You can also,
Or throw it over the wall.
you could probably get away with that. Okay. Animals are not permitted unless they are familiars or service animals. And while you're free to roam the Senate building, you are not allowed in the senator's office, as most of them will be locked. Breaking the rules means you're going to get kicked outside. It's going to require some trickery to get back in. So those with ranged weapons or more two-handed weapons or anything like that has to leave them somewhere.
Oh,
So and that means you can't take your shield with you.
Master.
But it's a ceremonial shield. For bashing.
But it's wooden.
Hey, there's such thing as sacred woods.
Alright, and since you're wearing hide armor, someone's gonna have to try to disguise that as light, since hide is medium.
I just leave my weapons behind at the place where we met the lady.
Okay.
Crap. Where is that?
Hey, you know what? The flail is actually my religious weapon, alright? And that's actually the truth.
Well, good thing they're all godless heathens here.
Trapper.
Alright, Bardo, you ready?
Yeah, sorry, I was making an itemized list, but I'm also trying to keep in mind my gold limit. Yeah. If I can just the what is it called down here? Masterwork thieves tools.
Can you afford it?
Yes. It's
I
100.
don't see a problem with that if you can afford it.
Okay. I'll make the adjustment. Masterwork. Thieves tools. Okay. As far as any additional, that's about it. It's just the thieves kit, masterwork stuff. are the thief's tools.
I loaded nothing. I'm glad you made it.
I load nothing.
Oops.
Sadly, for some reason, my tablet doesn't allow me to chat on stream, but welcome.
It sure has been a while. They're about to head to a Senate gala for sabotage and general spying.
But will there be tomfoolery?
You know it. It's not a gala without tomfoolery.
Okay, there we go.
Right now, Bardo's shopping.
I'm done.
Bardo is done shopping.
What's up, Lord Onada?
Alrighty. Bardo. Or, let's just say, Sebastian. Knowing the Senate rules that a medium armor is not allowed, you can lend your services of disguise to try to hide Killian's armor to make it look lighter, so that he can actually keep it. Otherwise, he's armorless.
You could sell your armor and go buy some light armor.
No, Bardo's doing leather, but Killian is wearing medium.
Okay, sorry, mixing up names.
Yeah, we'll get used to it. It's only first day. Alright, so just roll the disguise if he wants the help.
Can I also help him?
Sure, you can assist. Who has the better?
I get a natural plus 10. Actually, I think that's just for my other thing.
Yeah, where you can roll a 10 on it automatically.
No, I get a plus 10 to it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm human. Wink, wink.
Alright, so whoever has the best disguise, you roll first, the other one will assist. It won't take much.
My disguise currently says it's 0, even though it's a skill that I chose.
Well, that ain't no good.
Nope.
Well, then I'll assist.
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, his disguise is 0, even though it's a class skill. No, you don't get automatic points for class skill. Just when you put a rank in it, you get automatic 4.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he can't do it. Oh, well, that will do
Minus
it.
10. Minus 10.
There you go. So, you managed to snip off a few ends, tuck places in, change some things around, and now it looks like he's wearing light armor. So, he can keep his armor on. Unfortunately,
Mr. Tucking.
he can't take a shield with him. That one's harder to hide. Alright, you guys, the time has come. It's time for you. You have reached the Senate, only to find a really long line at the door.
Fluffy.
So, do we know specifically that this woman whom we're working for is the rightful heir, right?
You're working for someone who is working for her. And yes, her name is known. She's the princess of the current, she's the daughter of the current prince in charge, next in line. But you have to get through the whole women not allowed on the throne thing. So that's what you're here to do. You're trying to influence people to vote that direction. Getting her in gets you in. Alright, so you've reached the front doors. While the senators are getting through a side door without any fuss at all, you're stuck behind a long lines of aides, staff, and other guests in a long, tedious line. You're shuffled into line almost immediately by a group of people behind you, and you're stuck right in the middle. The line seems to progress really slowly. It's almost aggravating.
Okay, so I look over to Reshafim and I say, Resh, here, grab the men, come follow me. And I sort of step to the side and we start to make our way towards the front.
As you start making your way to the front, a woman appears out of from seemingly nowhere and walks directly towards you. You there, stop.
I give her a quick bow and say, greetings. But then, you know what, go ahead, Foxo. I just give a quick bow and say greetings in Foxo.
I go up to her, put my arm around her, and go, greetings! How are you doing today? I just have to make sure I'm in the right line. And now I'm in the right line, I need to know this type of thing because you see this line. I don't want to be in this line forever. And if I'm not in the right one, you have to make sure I'm in the right one. Am I in the right line?
Her arms are crossed, just staring at you with a blank expression. You, and you two. It points to all four of you. I need you over here. You're under a random inspection. Now.
Oh, absolutely. I love extra attention. Do me.
Anyone want to roll a sense motive?
Sure.
Any more? There we go.
Holy shit.
Canorix, by her body language and the way she's looking over the four of you, this is not a random inspection.
Duh.
She pulls you off to the side, all four of you, and moves in close so that nobody others can hear her. My name is Kathan Zalar. I am part of the Lion Blades. We have a common friend that wants you inside without having to wait out here with the commonwealth. So, if you come with me, actually, just a moment. She goes ahead and looks over everyone closely, actually doing an inspection. She then identifies a couple of tools and weapons that you happen to have on you. And then she comes over to, let's say, I can't remember your Sebastian, or you, whatever your name is, the big gnome. Here, if you want to hide a crowbar, do it like this. You now have a +2 circumstance bonus to sleight of hand checks to hide things from sight. Everyone does. As she shows you how to hide some of the tools that you are bringing, as well as your armaments. Here, let's go ahead and get you inside. And she ushers you to the front of the line and speaks to the guard. I apologize for this, but these gentlemen back here seem to have been caught in the wrong line. I give them permission to just go ahead and go right in. Okay. And he waves you in, like, hurry up and get in here. You arrive, when you go through the two large front wooden doors, ornate for wooden doors, you enter what is called the Arcade of Triumphs. This gallery celebrates Taldor's abundant military and political glories. Banners and trophies line the halls in the arcade, some displayed openly while others rest behind intricate glass cases, while armor stands and display cases present countless artifacts belonging to great heroes and soldiers. A score of the Taldan phalanx troops stand at attention, acting as both ceremonial honor guards for the Senate and guides to some military assets on display. Now that you guys are in the Senate, there's some things you can do in here that affect your missions that you have. Each, while in here, you have what you call social rounds. What we're going to go into is something called social combat. It's just like regular combat, but without fighting. There are several social rounds, or either 2, 3, or even one social round between events that will happen within the Senate. These social rounds are usually 15 minutes each. You could use those to perform an action such as influencing an area or influencing an NPC, as well as discovering, using discovery checks to learn about a particular NPC or influencing them. In here, the Arcade of Triumphs, there is a threshold to influence an entire area, making things like as influencing an NPC or even discovering about them a little bit easier on you, or even other benefits. So I want you all to roll initiative, and we're going to go through that order. Remember to select your icon before you click initiative, that way you're in the initiative line. Love hurts.
Remind me again how to roll. Sorry.
Look in your character sheet for INT. You just gotta click on it.
It's right below your hit points. See, it says hit points in black, and then it'll say INT initiative in black. There you go. Just click it. Also, make sure your icon is selected on the map. That way it will automatically select you in the initiative, not just roll a random initiative.
Okay.
So, like what just happened. We're gonna take that 9, so that's what you rolled first. Alright, so as it stands right now, when you first enter the gala, there are... You come into one of these events, and there... let's see... So you currently have a single social round in this current time. There is freedom of movement here. You can move as far and as little as you want. And each place you want to know about, like through the numbers, A2 through A6 and so forth, just let me know you want to be there and I'll describe it to you. Yep, you can move wherever you want at this moment.
How do I know who's important?
They have names.
What's in a name?
Okay, so if we remember one of the missions here, one of the missions is in the arcade. It is the thievery one. The mission here is to steal the artifacts that Earl Venresant wants to display to show his triumphs. Taking them away will make him look like an idiot.
So where they be?
It's just going to be a general thing. You don't have to be in the exact place. Just it's going to take an action in the social round to do.
Is it guarded by?
There are phalanx guards all over this area.
Okay, so before we go in, right, I let everybody sort of walk in front of me, and then I give all of them, hold on, what's the name of my cantrip, like resistance or what?
Resistance.
Well, it just gives them +1 to any saving throw?
Yes, it gives them +1 to saving throws. How long does that last, I wonder?
I'll cast it just a second. Only 1 minute.
It only lasts 1 minute. So these social rounds are 15 minutes each.
You never know. Somebody could have taken a shot at us while we were trying to walk through the front door.
All right. So was there a guard next? I'm sorry, I missed that. Was there a guard next to the items? Let's say they're on this wall. Hi, wall.
Okay. So in here is going to require a sleight of hand check, and there are currently 5 items in here. You can only steal 3 of them per. You only need to steal 3 of them, but it requires an action each time to take one.
Alright, I'm not actually going to be stealing anything at this moment. I'm just going to distract guards.
Okay, so you want to influence this area. Alright, give me just a second. I need to pull up the right one. Alright, so influencing this area, you can use appraise, knowledge, history, or noble, perception, spellcraft, or use magic device. Try to talk about the items that are here. Try to make it sound like you know what to talk about.
Yay!
You have to study an opponent, not an item, or a room.
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh? It would only be one person in the room.
Yeah, so just try. You could try one of these skills to try to influence the room, and there are thresholds. The higher threshold, the
I'm sorry, which knowledge was it?
history or nobility. You also have appraise, perception, spellcraft, and use magic device. Well, then you're screwed.
Oh my god.
Alright, so
This is the noble from that one place that once had a king. And the king at one time was great. As I tried to influence the room.
the people that are actually able to hear you are looking at you with strange looks and disappointment even. He has failed to influence this room. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next one.
I tried.
Oh, was I supposed to move like 20 feet at a time thing?
No, you can move as far as you want.
Okay.
Just let me know where you're gonna go.
I'm right here in front of this room, just below the A1. Looks like kids are inside of it with a dude up.
Oh, okay. You're still in the Arcade of Triumphs. Here you see a gentleman in front of you wearing noble finery. Give me just a second. I'm pulling. Wow, it's slow. Okay, this is Grand Duke Abernathus. As soon as I pull up his stuff, he's basically just an aristocrat. Well into his 60s, he is one of the nation's nominal Grand Dukes, holding the highest title but wielding little power at all. He's got a Senate seat that is tied to a place east of Taldor. It was gifted to him by the Grand Prince, seeming out of nowhere. Can't fathom why a minor noble will have such a title to such a prestigious place. He's mostly handled around children. They seem to enjoy like little magic tricks he's able to do.
Whose children are those?
Various other nobles.
Or other of significance?
None of them of significance.
Well, then let's see.
You can use...
So I know who this man is?
Yes.
So I just walk up and I stand up perfectly straight in all my new finery and nod to him and I say, "Greetings, Grand Duke."
Ah, hello you? I don't believe we've met. You sure know my name?
No, we have not. My name is Cantorix. I'm a representative of my kind. Here. And I hand him a small puzzle box. I say, it was rumored that you are around children a lot. so I thought I'd bring you this. It might help you to entertain them.
Oh, I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. Alright, children, watch this. In less than a minute, he's already solved. Aha! Still can beat him.
So I pat him warmly on the shoulder. Ah, you are the Grand Duke after all.
Say, do you know, looking at you, you seem to be of a magical type. Just the air about you.
This is true. I practice the art of sorcery, sir.
Alright, Dragon, go ahead and roll me a spellcraft or a knowledge arcane.
Or even use magic device, whatever is higher.
So I take the puzzle cube from his hand and just throw it up in the air, and I say, "Look, children, and make it light up," using my light cantrip. Before catching it and then using my sleight of hand bluff to drop it into my sleeve as if it isn't. I'm obviously not trying to fool the Grand Duke, only the children.
They all applaud you as that's a pretty neat trick. He applauds you as well. Well done. It seems you do know your way around spellcrafting. I know a lot about spellcrafting myself, given in my age. Alright, so now
So I slowly lower my hand so the puzzle box can drop once more out of my hand. And since let me try to solve it as fast as he did before I hand it back to him, like unsolve it.
just throw a dex out there because you're not actually trying to solve it. You made it look like you built the damn thing.
So as I expertly unsolve it, I toss it back to him at the same time as if it appeared in my hand.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Oh, so then as I sit down with him and I point to the children and I say, "So, did they slough their children off on you, or do you truly enjoy their company?"
Little column A, little column B. I hate that one particularly. That fat kid. He's a jerk.
You said the fat child there?
Yeah, he's just got bad parents. I wouldn't put it on him. I'm just being a cranky old man.
So who are his parents exactly? Are they another group vying for the great throne of the great empire?
They wish. No, just some minor houses. Oh, well, speaking of throne, you know what they're gonna vote for today?
I've only heard rumors. I'm afraid I'm not quite familiar with the customs of the empire.
They're gonna let his daughter take the throne. His daughter of all people. Don't you know that there's been no women in Taldor for 600 years?
Yes, that's what I've heard. I've also heard the empire's been in decline for some time. Perhaps some things need to change, my friend.
Perhaps. I guess because, well, the only heir son is dead. I don't know. I'll have to think about it before the vote comes.
I tell you this. If the empire is in decline, the best thing we could do is try to change dramatically and change the rules of the game. Those are generally the ones who conquer the world, you know.
That's very true. You know, I'll think about it. But, I don't seem to remember your name.
My name is Cantorix, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, Grand Duke.
Ah, Cantrix. I'll remember that name. If you, ever need any array of spell casting or anything related to that kind, just come meet me after the game.
You are very kind. Thank you very much, sir.
Hooray! Got one right away.
Anyway, so I wave to the children and nod to the Duke as I make my way apart from you.
Alright, Bardo. What are we gonna have you do here?
The location of the display was where?
Pretty much in this area. It doesn't have a specific spot.
Oops. As I'm looking,
you're gonna attempt to. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
yes, you're right. So I'm looking for potential openings or any weaknesses in the area, as far as like visibility or any dead spots where people may not be looking, but
The best thing you could try to do is just throw out a sleight of hand, because this place is packed full of people.
right.
Or you can try to, well, influencing an area may be to your detriment because all eyes will be on you. And since Restifam was unsuccessful, you got no bonuses to help you out. Besides the +2 you got at the front door.
Was I unsuccessful though? Everyone looked at me like I was an idiot.
Yeah, and then ignored you.
Did I fail so bad I helped everyone else?
Let's just say no. You can see, like, some of the displays are covered with cloth. Those are probably the ones you want to get, because you're trying to get them before they're just...
Okie dokie. So as I'm in the main foyer, I'm casually looking at some of the displays as they're covered in the cloth. Being the curious type, I reach over and lift one of the edges of the cloth to look underneath.
You see what looks like a spyglass. It's kind of worn out, but it's ornately designed. Under there is a little tag. Spyglass of a pirate captain 100 years ago. Still unknown of who it was, but said to have ran the entire area at some point.
It was probably a laptop.
Let's see. Well, about how big is the spyglass?
It could fit in your pocket.
Okay.
It folds up.
Right. Well, considering that I'm surrounded by about a half dozen people in my immediate vicinity,
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be.
sure.
Remember, the game knows we're all level 1.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it does.
I'll roll an attempt to sleight of hand on the spyglass. Let's see.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. I'm probably gonna need it. If I can.
There comes that one.
Alright, where is it? There it is.
Don't.
As I watched it like roll into it. from 15 to 5. That's awesome.
So you you didn't succeed. So now you're gonna have to play out your fail.
That's right. Wallow in that bad roll.
I will.
No.
I will. Let's see. Oh, man. So as I attempt to slip the spyglass into my pocket, it falls and hits the floor.
Keep going. I played mine out bad.
So as soon as it clinks to the ground, you draw the attention of nearby people, including some of the guards.
Is the spyglass damaged?
No, it's already damaged because it's old.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I just didn't know
any
if
more
by
damage
falling.
done to it.
As the spyglass. So okay, all right. So when the spyglass falls, I quickly reach down to pick it up, to place it back onto the table where it came from. Because I drew the attention of everyone around me, I quickly say, I bumped the table with my foot. I was walking by it, and it rolled out.
Roll a bluff.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Alright.
Yay!
You play up how large you are as a creature. Bumping into something wouldn't be uncommon. There's some snickering and chuckling, talk about clumsy, dumb animals and stuff like that, but nothing serious. The guards just kind of ignore. See you put it back, and then now stand in front of it, or they stand closer to it. Well, you managed to squeeze out of that one.
Nice.
People are
That was pretty good luck right there.
Alright, Kaylin, it's all up to you now. You could go wherever you want and talk to whoever you want, or influence an entire room.
Well, I'm trying to find the discovery things with those two senators who I'm supposed to find their lead.
Alright, let me pull up Discovery real quick. Man, Roll20 is really laggy. That might help. Discovery, you're looking for Duke Centimus and Countess Arabelle Pace. Let me see if I can help you find them, because I don't even remember where I put all these guys.
We could just pretend you found them, I guess.
Duke Leonard Centimus is up in A5, up in the northwest. Way up there.
I just got a red message saying we're updating our hotkeys.
Your keys are hot, man.
We're updating our hotkeys.
As in, there's nothing on the screen. Hold on.
I'm just moving me up there for viewership
And to laugh at failure.
and to laugh at failure like my own.
So, Kaden, as you're walking around, you hear the sound of what sounds like clockwork gears churning and clicking along, and you see a man sitting in a wheelchair. made completely of clockwork mechanics. I do have a picture of this guy. I just gotta find it. This freaking thing is huge.
Like my dick.
I rolled 20. I hate you. I found him. She's not letting me click on him.
And Bardo sounds like he's typing on a typewriter over here.
I do apologize. I have a loud mechanical keyboard.
I was expecting to hear the slide and the ding afterward.
Ding!
Looks like Kim Jong-un, doesn't it?
He looks like Rosie O'Donnell mixed with Kim Jong.
This person is a half-elf. He, with a round face and a few extra pounds, Leonard looks very different from the waifish ladies' man he was 5 years ago. He takes great pride in tinkering with his wheelchair, revising its design, and paying artisans to embellish it. And yes, you do know who this man is. Alright, so how would you like to approach this?
As I know who he is and who he's a political advisor, I would approach him and appeal to his possible religion as a greeting.
Oh, a dragon kid. I haven't seen you since we fought you. Greetings.
I would try my best to smile and make it look as natural as possible.
That wasn't me, by the way. That was an ancestor a couple of years ago. What brings you to the
All's
game?
in the past and in the past.
That we could both agree on, as I'm not getting my legs back. Alright, so your mission is to find out which way his vote is leaning. There are a couple things
I phrase.
with,
Sorry.
There's a couple things you could try to do to gain his influence. You can blindly throw a check based on what you see. You can use your action to try to discover something about him to help you out, or you could try to influence the room itself. Oh, speaking of the room. Oh, hi, room.
Okay, I will try to influence the room by asking, by using a religious appeal to see who that they are praying for.
Well, give me just a second because I gotta let you know if it's gonna work or not.
Okay.
Alright, so this is the Imperial Archives, where has been Glorian's greatest collection of transcribed knowledge, had any care been invested into its upkeep. Centuries of redirected funding and Senate-sanctioned pruning of sensitive information has ruined the once immaculate reputation of the archives. This vast library now acts as a repository for haphazardly curated books, Senate minutes, and genealogy records left open to the scrutiny of uncaring nobles. During the grand day of exaltation, a host of rising aristocrats and aspiring courtiers here tout their knowledge of Taldan history. So for the influence in this area, you could use knowledge arcana, geography, and history, linguistics, profession of either librarian or scribe, or stealth. So which one are you going to roll on that one?
That is for linguistics. It's the same as my knowledge for everything else. That's why it's in the note.
Well, good job. You got it. So, as you socialize here, Actually, I want you to play this out. Since you successfully known about the linguistics, it would have to be about understanding the old language of these books, or even being able to read a language that, or understand the intention of a language you can't read. that kind of thing. So go ahead.
But be advised, you have to say it in that language.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. So I have to read the book out aloud in that language?
No, you don't have to do that.
That was a joke.
No, I didn't know if that was part of the actual thing. Is that I need to open up the book and see if I know.
No, it's just that you're influencing the area, so you're basically trying to let yourself be known to whoever can hear you or see you. So since you're doing linguistics, you have to play that out.
So do I do some read the room from the interpret?
No,
from the
you're not
book?
reading anything from a book.
I'm confused. He says something about a book.
He's joking.
I'm bad at this.
So try to use linguistics. You're in the nation's biggest archive. You gotta try to play it up like you know what's going on in.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in this room.
Let's just say you pick up, you look at some of the groups of. I'll just do an example. Actually, I'll play this one out so that you can get an idea of what it would be like. So Kaylin comes into the room and just reaches over and grabs out of a stack of scrolls and just opens it. It's Senate minutes, so not too interesting. But what you explain, just say out loud to the crowd, is the fact that you can read through most of the names with a delicate skill, like you have done this before. Reading off boats, people who were there, attendants, all like you have been an archivist before. People seem to have paid attention to that. Seeing as someone with knowledge of the area is kind of what they're trying to do, but you did better. As you do that, as you're influencing the crowd, a guide leads a small tour group of nobles over an old blueprint of the building. The guide explains that the current structure of the building is built on top of ruins of several older Senate constructions. To keep the attention of the crowd, the guide goes on to describe how some levels of the old Senate involved the intentional immurement, I've never heard that word before, of workers, a grim reward for the nobles at the time. You now gain a +2 knowledge involving the undead underneath the archive. So there you go.
Okay, so in that scenario, the best course would be to try to prove that the other guy didn't know what he was talking about. So try to read the same. Okay, so then I would see if I can translate the scroll that the blueprint better than he is.
All right, go for it. I mean, you don't have to roll for it. I want you to play it out. You already succeeded.
That's not gonna happen in this case because I don't know anything about the history.
He grabs the scroll out of the guy's hand and furiously says, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Give me that." And then
So you would go up to the blueprint and see that there are civil engineer notes to each side of the rooms, and being able to read it off like it's not a big deal, whereas the tour guide didn't even attempt. You seem to have impressed this room here, and impressed the Duke himself. But that's it for your actions, so we're going to move on to the next part.
what is A6?
A6 is the Senate floor. Normally closed off to non-senators, this vast circular Senate floor is open to special guests during the grand day of exaltation. A myriad of would-be nobles take the opportunity to duck in and live out a few moments of power fantasy, issuing mock legislation or engaging in lively debate. But before we get on to the social rounds, outside and behind you from where the Senate is, and if anyone are still in the arcade, notice that in the garden there seems to be a group of people starting to gather around a person. And anyone who can see immediately dawns that it is the Princess Eutropia Staven herself is actually in the gardens, seeming to gather attention as if she's going to speak.
Oh, that'd be me. I'm in there.
Yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and move over there if you'd like to be there.
Gather round, children.
Ping it if you would.
And behind her appears to be another man. She seems to stand close to him. She even helps her up on top of a bench to speak. Seems to be someone close to her. In this room, the Lady Glorina Marilla loudly clinks her glass and declares Princess Eutropia would like to address the gathering with an announcement. So the people in the area start to give her space and give attention to her as she begins to speak. My friends, colleagues, and assorted enemies, it is wonderful to see you all out in your finery beneath the beautiful stars tonight. With any luck, the weather will be the only thing that refuses to change this evening. She waits for general chuckles or groans at her terrible jokes. We have all gathered here tonight to honor Master Calbio of Breezy Creek, a master artisan and true patriot for his exquisite skill and service to our glorious empire. Master Calbio demonstrates so eloquently that a heart may be noble regardless of stature of one's birth. While it may be premature, I hope to be the first to congratulate you on the exaltation you will see tonight, and welcome you into the ranks of Taldor's long-lived aristocracy. 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 I know English. Actually, forgot to move the guy over here. So beside her is a man dressed in clothes he doesn't seem comfortable with, constantly shifting, trying to adjust the collar of his shirt, his sleeves, or even his belt. This appears to be the man that is not used to being in this noble refinery. Probably the attention of who will be brought up to the noble houses. And she continues, but we gather here to discuss the matters of state as well. And just as the exaltation reminds us that a glorious empire must look out for the world to refresh the greatness of its leadership, we must all look into the world around us to see how it has grown. The child nations of the empire birth, Anoran, Cheliax, Lastwall, have grown strong by examining the great traditions they inherited from our motherland, and embracing those relevant to the new world and discarding those that held them back. So too we will, this very night, examine one of Taldor's oldest traditions, the primogeniture, with eyes wide open, to determine whether it has held us back from the glory and stability of our wayward states have found. Our obligation tonight is not only about one person or one vote in the Senate, it's about the nation we love, about ensuring the nation does not fall behind the times. We are the inheritors of the mighty Aslant, and I say that we must work together to avoid sharing the old empire's fate. Taldor endures. As she, even though her speech is ended, she looks like as if she has more to say. Everyone who is in the area, please roll me a perception. You're less blind, or you're more blind.
It's in your skills list.
My rolls have been shit today.
As they will be forever.
There it is. Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah. Alright, so those who have gotten a... Man, roll 20. So slow. Anyone who got a 13 or better, you see what seems to be an aide carrying a tray of or not hors d'oeuvres, but appetizers around, and they seem to be edging towards the ape. Oh, sorry, I didn't describe this area. It's a big old garden with an apiary in it. There, that's pretty much what it is. It seems to be the servant is edging towards the apiary. It's going to be on the north side, pretty much right where you are. So yeah, they're starting to inch their way over there, and they seems to pull out what appears to be a strangely covered bar from their pocket. Yes, that one. Roll 20 is being really bad right now. She moves over to the apiary and sets the bar down next to it before she's about to walk away. Oh yeah, you can. You can go ahead and do what you like.
I say, you there, you seem to have forgotten something.
Oh, I didn't forget something. I was asked to put this here. It's supposed to calm the bees.
It's a bee bar?
Do you have craft alchemy?
I was making a joke, and yes, I do.
Or knowledge nature? Whichever's better. So, you look at the bar that's been put down, and just identifying it by the smell it emits. This is an adjutant, not a one that calms.
So judging by the smell, this can't be what that is. Who told you to put this here?
I don't remember. Just somebody dressed in noble, wearing a breastplate. I can't remember.
So I quickly pick it up and stuff it right into her shirt.
Hey!
Be gone, or I'll call the guards.
Okay, but if the bees get agitated because of you, I'll let them know it's
If I continue to get agitated because of you, I will call the guards.
And with that, she quickly turns around and heads out of the area.
Are there any more people near any more apiaries like this?
No, just it seems to be the one.
Cool.
Hooray! You successfully completed this, and XP will be rewarded at the end. You guys now have 4 social rounds now.
Alright, so the guy that was seeming uncomfortable, is he on my side or not not on my side? The side we're trying to get on.
You don't actually know, but this is the person who's getting exaltated, so I doubt they would be against any. They don't have any vote.
I was going to actually ask if that at the end could have been an intimidation check.
It could have been, but it wasn't necessary.
Sure. Okay.
All right, rest of fam, don't forget your missions too.
Oh, I'll remember my missions. So I go up to this guy. Wait, actually, do I know what he's an artisan in?
No, you only heard Princess Eutropia say it out loud of he's just a great artist.
Alright, I go up to him and be like, "You, sir! How are you doing today?
I'm a tad bit uncomfortable. I hate this stupid thing as he messes with his fine
Believe me, everyone around you can tell. So, what is it that you actually...
I'm a carpenter. Most of the chairs here in the Senate were built by my family.
By your family? You do not want to do something greater with your life? Something with maybe something antique?
Not particularly, no. I'm kind of confused. I have no idea what to talk about. Look, I just want this to be over. I've got work to do.
Never mind. You aren't doing what I thought you were going to do.
Alright, so let me pull up the sabotage. You need to head into it's a large bottle of rare 150-year-old red wine that you need to sabotage. Where else would that be than the kitchen, which is down in A7, the servants' quarter?
Alright. Original plan.
Yeah, you're going down to A7.
No, I'm going to A6.
Okay, so you're in the middle of the Senate floor. There are a couple of people here that you recognize, like Judge Dartis and Baron O'Kara. Those are the important people.
And to influence the room, you said I needed to use what?
Looking at right now. You have Bluff, Knowledge, Local, Noble, or Religion, Perform, Oratory, Profession, Clerk or Barrister, or Sense Motive.
I'm going to try to bluff like I'm making... Son of a bitch!
Guess gets to play out another failure.
I want to make it legal to beat hippies.
What's a hippie?
So, because I am being a complete and utter failure tonight, I come up here trying, just like you were saying earlier, where people were kind of making fun of making laws, and I make one
Vulgar.
that everyone looks at me in dismay. I tell everyone, I think that if they read, they can bleed.
Everyone is like actively ignoring you now. You hear the term moron thrown out a lot. Get off the Senate floor!
A big ass hook comes out.
Alright, time to move on to
I have a
something.
goddamn +6 to that!
That's what you get for rolling threes. Alright, Tourette's.
So the judge next to me, what's he connected to?
Looking it up now. Nah, he's not connected to any of your missions.
And what was it I needed to know about the judge? Was there anything?
I don't believe there's anything. Let me make sure. Damn, roll 20, I hate you. You're so slow. Nope, I don't see anything on this map in your mission logs.
What about the Baron?
I am looking in that now. Ah, he is part of the politicking. You need to influence him.
I say, greetings, Baron. My name is Cantor.
This handsome bear of a man stands a head taller than the crowd. While starting to show his age with flecks of white in his beard and his hair, he retains his youthful smile and gentle eyes. He's a celebrity of the tournament circuit and a stern leader. He usually doesn't find himself in these pomp and circumstance type situations, but is more had to be here because he has to. Alright, so there's a couple things you could do. You could try to discover what you need to roll for his, or you could try to influence him, discover a weakness to get directly to him, or try to influence the room to try to get his attention.
So I walk up and I say, greetings, Baron. Tell me, what did you think of the reading of this new proposed law for my friend who just left the room in his
I say, put it into law immediately. If it reads, it bleeds.
So I say, such a thing said on the floors of the Senate just seems highly unusual.
Yeah, but entertaining.
Perhaps we could call him back. I know him. Would you like me to call him for it?
No, because if I associate with him, they'll think I'm an idiot. Alright, so if you want to try to influence him, it's either going to take a knowledge nobility or a sense motive. Bluff?
Let me know who the hell.
Okay. He's a big dude.
Oh, God.
No, you do not know. Not by that, but I'm not going to count that as an action because you didn't try to influence him. Or, yeah, you don't know him.
So I say, it seems that all sorts are coming out for this type. You never know when that sort of law might actually be passed in this great hall.
With the current state of the country, I wouldn't doubt it. All these fops and morons in here trying to pass things like, oh, let's increase the taxes on shoe shining oil so that we can only get it from this district.
It all seems quite boring to me, to be honest.
If I would just go ahead and punch all of them into getting what needs to be.
Seems to me that there really is only one person who would be able to do that, and that would be the heir, the true.
You may be right on that one, but it's just gotta stick with traditions. Been here forever.
Tell me, who but that of the blood of the man who built this empire should be maintaining it, at least trying to bring it back to greatness?
The prince isn't dead yet. He's got time for another heir.
Or so they say. This is a land of treachery. It's time that we at least lay the foundations of change in order to bring us back from the brink.
We're doing fine so far. Not sure putting in someone with all these new ideas is gonna just crumble us faster.
So I hold out my hand and I say, I come from a land called, what was it, Drakeland? Drakeland. My family, they hail from red dragons who are directly related to Tiamat, the goddess and king and creator of the universe. I didn't mean king, I meant queen.
So an Apsu follower, huh?
Not at all. Quite the contrary, I follow no gods. I'm simply pointing out how we were once a great race that ruled everything. And now here I am, as a simple above commoner inside of a gala in a failing empire.
He slaps a big hand along your back, almost making you stumble. It took a few ass kickings to finally wake up to what's better.
Well, you'll find out yourself if you continue down this path.
Alright, now's the time on what you would like to do. You can try to discover his weakness to try to get directly to the point, or you're going to try to influence him. Alright, so you're either going to try knowledge nobility, sense motive, bluff diplomacy, or knowledge. Go for it. He crosses his arms and cocks his head as he thinks things over. Maybe. What you say might be true, but this is a tradition that's been around for so long.
Yes. And look what it's deteriorated into. We have people passing obscene laws inside of a great house that was once feared by every man, woman, and child who laid eyes upon it. Now, it's just sort of a joke or a thorn in the side of those who have money.
Alright, so with that, you seem to have gotten to him, but not quite there yet. Some influence checks require more than one time to get them on your side. I mean, you still passed. Yeah, you still passed. That's why he seemed to listen to your idea. Alright, now we're going to move on to I can't grab anything off of a pedestal, but I don't even know where you are at the moment.
I am to the far west, in a little southwest of A3, and yeah, I'm between A7 and A3. Great room.
Oh, I see it. You're near the servants' quarters.
Yep.
There is a mission in the servants' quarters that you could probably do.
Yep.
Going to attempt to sabotage.
Yep. So as I make my way west, I begin to notice some of the servants who are carrying food and other beverages, snacks and the sort, hors d'oeuvres, from what looks to be the servants' quarters. This is where I gather where my the sabotage mission is going to be located.
You just need to find your way to the kitchen, and then find out which bottle's the right one.
Very well.
So, you go ahead and make your way into the servants area, and you see a couple of the servants crowd around a single person who is wearing an apron covered in flour, blood of meat, and all other kinds of things. He appears to be the one in charge here. He heads into one of the rooms, and you find yourself in a completely crowded kitchen. And since Rush Fam's here, you guys can work together on this one.
High five.
Alright, so you need to find this bottle. There are two ways you could do it. You could try to appraise the bottles by looking at them, or using your nobility knowledge to also use.
I put in the chat. I'm only moving it for the audience.
Oh, okay, never mind then. So he's not there.
Got it.
Alright, Bardo. So there's a large wine rack, and they all look the same.
So as I've entered the kitchen, trying to appear as though I'm supposed to be there, so I've got my hands behind my back, and I'm just kind of admiring the wine rack and eyeing some of the bottles that are there. Occasionally, I'm reaching forward and pulling some random bottles out, giving them a look over.
Nothing seems to stand out unless you can appraise the right one,
Right.
or use your knowledge noble. Actually, this is the most knowledge noble I've seen in a single campaign. Usually, that's just like an ignore.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any knowledge noble. But
But you're a rogue. You should have appraise.
oh yeah. So, given off pure luck, I reach for one of the bottles that are on the high shelf.
Rich people. That man's been to a liquor store before.
Yeah, right. So after grabbing one
If
of
you
the
can't
bottles,
reach it, you can't buy it.
right?
He's 7
So-
feet tall.
Out of character, quick question: what is the mission as far as sabotaging?
You need to put in a. You're basically injecting a. I forgot the word they used to make it rotten. Yeah, you're going to basically spoil the wine, so when they serve it, the person who had brought it is going to be.
Got it. Okie dokie. So, after grabbing one of the bottles of the wine, I look it over and I attempt to appraise that bottle.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You don't seem to know. It looks like all the rest.
Does my presence in the kitchen cause any suspicion?
I mean, it's there. Some of the staff are struggling to get around you, but otherwise.
So is it safe to retry an appraisal on a different bottle?
Yes, but we'll have to. Actually, we'll go ahead and use it so you don't have to come back around. You can go ahead and try.
Okay. So I will.
Munch, 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 munch. You're not supposed to eat the bottle.
Even more.
Nope, still unknown.
No.
Alright, now we'll move on to civil bills. As you keep just looking through them, no one seems to be suspicious because they don't believe you know what you're doing. This is turning into a shit show. Alright, Kalian. Up at A5. He has influenced the room, getting the Duke more to his side.
Bardo should have role-played that. Like, he picks up a bottle and smells the side of it or something to figure out what it is. Something like
Yeah.
He licks the bottle. Nope, that's not it.
Is there a way that I can
starts laughing at it maniacally. This isn't the bottle.
I can. Is there a way that I can casually just inquire who he was supporting in the
You'll have to influence him. Yeah, they're probably not going to give away that stuff that easily.
Is there a way I can sort of lie, but not lie, and not so much a bluff? That would probably be.
Yeah, you can bluff. That is part of the influence checks, is to bluff.
So I feel like I'm going to try to bluff, saying that I believe that our Princess Mary Sue may also be able to read these scrolls, or the blue. Just to name drop a bitch.
Okay.
Start bringing up the menu again. It's been closing on.
Good luck, everyone else has failed. Except for Cantorix. He's the only successful one here. So you say she can read this language, huh? I didn't know she was so cultured.
Yes, she is very well versed in a lot of different languages. It's part of the reason why I feel I can identify.
Well, personally, this vote does mean a lot. Let's see where it goes, though. I'm quite interested. Alright, well, that was definitely a success. He hasn't quite opened up completely to you, but it seems you're making head. If you want to go ahead and want to do it again, we could just go ahead and count it as 2 actions.
Roll twice.
You can try again.
For another bluff.
Roll again.
Oh, actually, could I appeal to my profession?
It doesn't. You wouldn't know. You don't know what. Those ones that I said are the ones that you need to influence, but you don't know what he likes or dislikes. So if you pick the wrong one, it's going the opposite direction.
Yeah, this is why I like having things written down. So there was knowledge, bluff.
Yeah, it's knowledge, nobility, sense, motive, bluff, diplomacy, or knowledge, geography. Well, you failed that one historically.
Well, yeah.
He punches you.
So you attempt to, you look around the room and you attempt to use your knowledge nobility to talk about the houses that could possibly sway the vote. Unfortunately, you are talking about people who are either dead or don't have any voting rights at all. And it has no effect whatsoever. Alright. Rush of Finn. You got 3 actions remaining.
Going back to the first room.
Back to the arcane chart.
So, can I use the fact that now no one is paying attention to me to my advantage for sleight of hand?
No.
You're no fun.
Alright, you come back in here, and it looks like as if they're about to start displaying the items. This might be your last chance.
Alright, I go up to the item that's over here. Right there.
You find what's underneath the cloth to be a buckler. It's well worn and damaged, but it seems to hold some kind of place as used in some kind of military triumph.
How in the fuck am I gonna hide a buckler?
With a good sleight of hand.
Alright. So I attempt to pick up the buckler and...
Well, that didn't work.
My god.
I don't feel nearly as bad now.
And I roll a 2. And in picking it up, I managed to fall over and land directly on it, face first.
As you fall directly on face first, you look up to see a guard standing over you with his arms crossed.
Hey, you know what? You really need to put some wet floor signs out here, because when you just mop this, see, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And because of that, I could sue this place for a lot of money.
Just put it back on the pedestal. If I see you touching these again, I'm kicking you out.
Man, I didn't touch it in the first place. Your wet floor touched it.
Uh-huh. Well, there's another failure. And as you got 2 attempts, but you need 3 items.
The A-team.
So pretty much this mission is a failure. Any one of those guys with names. Well, Rush Fam, what are you gonna do now? You got 2 actions remaining.
Oh, I get more actions?
There's 4 in each social round. I'm just gonna go through them all.
Like, can I try and steal shit again?
Well, you need 3, and you only have 2 actions. And they display pretty much after the social event. So you would need someone else to come help you do it, or you need to succeed 2 times in a...
I can't even succeed 1 time in a row.
Well, what now? So far, no
Fuck it,
conditions
go
are
for
successful.
broke!
You try again. You try to pick it up again. You still fail. But at least this time, it was so close that no one saw you try. But the sound you made of it, of the cloth falling off the display and hitting the ground, you immediately put it back before anyone noticed it.
Alright, what can I do with 1 action?
You can go try to influence someone.
So who's the main people with A1? Is it?
We have High Strategos and Caparina.
I say hello, great general.
Nearly every man recognizes the commander-in-chief, Maxillar Pytherius, as the Grand Prince's right-hand man and fanatical supporter of the throne. He believes in the political might and economy stability through military supremacy. advocating for new wars of conquest against wayward colonies like Andron and Chiliax, or his bread and butter? He's a muscular guy in his 40s, wearing a silver breastplate over top of his noble clothes, hair tied back in a ponytail. Coat of arms publicly displayed over top of his breastplate.
So what are my options to influence him?
You can use diplomacy, intimidate, profession soldier, or just your standard knowledge, nobility, or you can use this to try to discover his weakness.
What check is that?
Handle animal, ride, or swim.
So I say, hello, great general.
Out with it.
I know you're always in need and a good extra soldiers to your side. If you ever need an extra hand, I would be the one to call.
You don't appear to be the soldier type. More like one of these others in here. Talk, all talk.
Well, with how tonight's been going, I think you might be right. But nevertheless, I am quite good with a bow, and as you can see, I don't have that on.
Of course not. Not allowed.
Exactly. See, me and you are kind of the same. We don't like to follow these same type of rules that these nobility types go by. We'd like to go by the laws of battle.
Hey, I put that law in place.
Yeah.
Now, if you have nothing else to, if you're just gonna talk in circles around me, I have better things to do.
Perhaps I can help my friend. High Strategos. Tell me, what's your opinion of an artist being upraised to nobility instead of a soldier?
Well, the soldiers are already noble in their own aspects. When they come back from war, they're heroes. When these guys come back from after a vote, it's like nothing ever happened. So I could care.
Yes, until they retire to their life of luxury while the soldiers toil in the soil.
There's always a war.
Yes, but what I would like to point out to you is there was once a time in this empire when the military was a much greater influence on the throne than it is now, compared to these nobles who are meandering around the hall.
Don't remind me.
You know, I am here as my own agent, but also to influence those for the rightful heir. And you know, perhaps if it was the great military commander which helped give her her power, maybe the military would have much more influence upon the empire once more.
I believe I'll stand with the tradition of the Grand Prince. He needs a male heir, not a female heir.
There is none greater. In fact, he's kept you in your job for a long time for this greatness. I'm telling you, you must have someone of his blood. Someone must back him up that has his gumption, his burning passion for this empire.
My concern is that she's too soft-hearted to those that need to be crushed underneath the feet of Taldor's army.
Yes, it was that thinking that has brought Taldor into decline. Perhaps those who have shrewd diplomacy skills, backed with a great military, will do much better than just those with a large hammer and the power to wield it.
Alright, go ahead and try to influence and see where this conversation goes. You can aid. He finally rolled a good one. Well, it seems your diplomacy is working on him, but he seems really stern in his demeanor. It may take a while to get him to your side. Yes, strong diplomacy works as well as a strong military, but a strong military defeats anyone who is too soft.
Yes. But I've had a vision from pestilence itself. And you will wither unless you change.
Filthy rats and their damn pestilence always stops the stupid strongest horse or the strongest spear.
If you wish to lead your country, you must do it properly, or you will fester.
Alright, he needs one more. You could use the same one more than once.
I tell you, the suffering will be great. I saw it in a dream. I was in a village. Everyone died. I woke up. Everyone was dead. What else in my dream will come true, great general?
So we're talking about dreams now. Foolish talk. That has no weight on anything. You can ask any religious person, oh, I had a dream of pestilence and ruin.
I am no,
and here 600 years later and it hasn't come.
I am no religious man. There's no God I claim. Look at me, I wear no religious symbols. I wear this bronze badge so the rightful heirs thing can keep track of me. That's all.
Enough talk about dreams. Leave me be. The last one was a failure. Alright, I believe that leaves Bardo with 2 and Kalen with 2. Alright, Bardo, gonna try 2 more times?
Just keep licking the same bottle until I get it right.
I swear it's this one!
I know.
And suck the cork out.
I'm wondering if I should approach this in a different way, though.
You should totally think outside the box, Bardo. Just like take it to a different.
Think of it this way: you can't do any worse than I've done.
I'm doing about the same as you are. Let's see. Is there anyone in the vicinity that would know which ball it is? So instead of appraising it, could I gain the information?
That one I'll have to see.
Because I've been doing research.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. I suppose it's only appropriate that since there's multiple bottles on the wall, then I can't just keep licking the same one, thinking that it's going to be the right one.
I will let you know that the appraise check is pathetically small.
And And I'm still sucking?
Yes.
God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will attempt to appraise another bottle. I crossed fingers, I suppose.
Get ready for that one. Finally, after all your rigorous checking for 30 minutes, you finally found the right one. This is what you're looking for. Now, here comes the next one. You have to inject the putrefying agent without leaving any trace. Your first disable device check.
Okay. Gotta find it. Let's do it.
So with quick hands, you stab the makeshift syringe into the cork and eject the putrefying agent, and also being able to withdraw the needle without leaving a single trace that there was even a needle there. And you delicately place the bottle back up onto the shelf. Hooray! You succeeded! One mission complete!
Now with that, I exit the servants' quarters. Yep.
Alright, Kaylin. You have 2 left. You can go ahead and keep talking to the Duke to try to get the discovery mission complete. If you're here. I think he's gone.
Did we lose the crayon?
You might have.
No, I'm here.
Alright. You have 2 more chances to try to influence the Duke before we move on to the next event.
I'm not sure if I should try my knowledge with history and nobility.
You can always bluff or diplomatize. What will it be?
Imagination.
Okay, I'm going to use diplomacy. I'm going to try to appeal to everybody who to think of the best thing about Miss Mary Sue. Her potential rise to office would be, or actually thrown to the.
Good luck. That's a failure. Just not convincing enough. You keep trying and just not enough. No one seems to care.
I knew I should have worn my tidy whities today. I'm just that.
Alright, last chance.
I'm going to attempt to appeal to knowledge again.
And a failure.
Hey.
Alright, he is pretty much done talking to you. The fact that you keep rambling him on about things that don't matter or just not true altogether seems to have put him off. Just as you finish talking to him, your a ting sounds in your ear as Martella activates her badge to contact. Would you all join me upstairs? I want to speak about your progress.
Do we have to?
It is important.
Upstairs.
But my feet are all wet.
I won't ask how your feet are wet, but it's not important.
Didn't work.
Alright, let's see if I can get you guys onto the right floor.
Remember, we're level 1. That's why they even said, they gave us someone to mop it up for us afterwards, and we only get double pay if we succeed. It wasn't like they execute us or anything.
Yet. I mean, none of you guys got kicked out, so that's still something.
Bardo maybe should have voted.
I was about to say I should have been the first one to be kicked out, but I bullshitted out of that one pretty good.
Would you be in a hurry to throw a 7-foot-tall knoll out?
Probably, I would actually do an intimidate check on that.
Or what about a 4'10" human?
I'd be like, it was an accident, leave me alone.
You all head upstairs to the gallery. Through the large hole in the center, where there's a railing, but I didn't put a railing in, you can see down onto the Senate floor. There seems to be 3 people of note up here. Martella, of course. Countess Arabelle Pace. A halfling jester. And Junior Senate Amadorian Dow. So as you head up here, you notice that Martella is clapping along and enjoying the jokery of the jester over there before she quickly composes herself and puts down her metal cricket onto a little table next to her as you guys enter.
And she says, rolled a bunch of ones, huh?
She sits in the back. Seems you guys aren't really making a name for yourselves out there. I mean, the items were displayed, so we can throw that right out the window. Did you get any information on the 2 senators I asked for? Apparently not.
I know a little something about the Grand Strategos.
Oh, do tell.
He's not quite fond of the real air. Though we've chipped away at the ice a bit, perhaps you might change his mind.
My direct influence won't help here. I don't want to be seen down there talking with the people. If they might catch on that I'm trying to do something. I'm just going to stay as far away as I can.
Perhaps a shitload of cash.
I doubt it. He's the general. Anyway, keep trying to do what we have left to do. It doesn't seem to be going well, but it's not over yet. Just the night's still young.
So are we stuck doing this until we're done doing all the little things, or what?
No, it ends at some point. We're getting there. By the next session, it should be over, and then we'll get to the good stuff.
This is just them telling us to quit being slackers.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you're trying to earn money and get some influence here, but it's just not working. Alright, and one last thing. Before you depart onto your evenings, there's one little thing. It's like, I didn't ask you here just so I can look over your shoulders and make sure you're doing a good job. I trust that you will do the jobs at hand eventually. There's a young woman here named Melifine Trant, the daughter of Senator Trant. She's a belligerent, narcissistic ass and a bully. If she's here, she's going to likely try to intimidate more one of our junior senators into backing her father, which is against what we're trying to do here. I want you to keep an eye on her and quietly intercede if she tries to bully somebody up in the junior senators to sway their vote. No violence, though. We don't need these people killed. Just try to get them not to do what they're doing. And with that, she unclicks her cricket and heads downstairs. And we'll end that here. Since we started a little bit late, I couldn't get this all done in one session. I've been trying to. Because this part's not terribly interesting. I mean, if you're into this, sure. So we'll pick this up next time. But to finish the rest of this gala, there happens to be a complete shit show on the side of our party member. I mean, there's 6 missions to do. You got 1.
We got 1! Good job, gentlemen.
Good job,
Alright.
Saboteur.
So this is the end of the session. I'm going to go ahead and tally up the XP you've gotten so far, which is 1 instance. Everybody gets 600 XP. So I believe on your character sheets, on the additional page, or is it a configuration page? One of those.
Experience. Yeah.
Yeah, additional page. You can go ahead and put 600 points in there, 600 XP in there.
Done.
Alright, you got 1 thing done. By the way, the book expects you guys to be level 2 by the time you hit the next area. So, there's how far you've progressed into doing that.
It was interesting. I think we're kind of at a loss trying to invent things to talk about. Well, just now that we sort of have an understanding of what the hell's expected of us, maybe we'll do a little bit better next time.
Get those first session jitters and break off the rust.
Yeah, no doubt.
And maybe next time we'll actually have some good rolls from at least 2 of our party members. Oh wait, let's say 3. There's only 1 good roller in here so far.
I didn't do too bad. I screwed up one of them.
That's what I mean. You only 1. Everyone else has been rolling like below 10. Alright, so good night everybody. We'll see you next Friday.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys. Good night, stream. Good night, everybody.
Good night, YouTube.
Now you do.
Eh.